Hey guys, a late night movie review on Tubi. I was recommended this movie. It's called The Genius Project, where this class has to pick something to discuss for a project, and they chose what makes a serial killer tick. So this bunch of people, completely different people, meet up to study what makes a serial killer, why a serial killer does what it does, and the reason behind it. It did start with a young girl just going for a run. This car pulled at the side of the road, and she saw it looked like it was a crash, so she did what you would normally do: see if anyone's in danger, see if anyone needs help. But someone was in the boot of the car, or in American terms, the trunk, because it's an American film. Now, when she opened the boot, it seemed like she got shot straight away by this mysterious person who we don't see the face of. And then the other person who just died a moment ago, this woman who was trying to fix her car, had this rope around her neck and then pulled away. Again, you still don't see who the person is. So while we're seeing the acts of the serial killer killing these people, there's these bunch of people who are studying the reasons why a serial killer does what they do. So it's an interesting plot to it at the moment. Stay tuned for more videos I'm going to put into this, so it helps me remember what happens for the entirety of the film. So stay tuned for part 2 of the Genius Project. I just want to add a quick thing. There was a little bit of tension when the female member of the group heard some noise. She put on a robe and she went outside, to see what was going on. And there was a part of me that was thinking, okay, is she going to be next? Because when she was on her way back and she was going to go back on her porch, if you like, it sort of slowed down in like a tense way, and then when somebody felt like it's going to get to her, she turned around with a knife and cut the guy's stomach. Unfortunately, it was not a serial killer, it was not a bad guy, it was actually one of her teammates in the group, who I will say grew a little bit of a flirtatious tension between the two of them. She brought him in the house, she saw to his cut, she kissed him, but then she asked him to go in the polite way. But there was a lot of tension in the flirtatious, romantic style between her and him during that moment. But yeah, he said he wanted to study. Yeah, okay. At later night, huh? Okay. But yeah, the way she turned around and cut him was actually a pretty good cut on his ribs, so that was pretty good. So this story so far is not bad. I'm still waiting for something to go, whoa. But yeah, not bad so far. But I just thought I'd add that little bit into it. So, the main girl, Tiffany, she had a situation. Now, these idiots, I know they think they're smart. They thought they can trap a serial killer. Now, the one who Tiffany was getting with and her ex had a ego driven competition. See, I'm better, you're better, blah blah blah, who gives a fuck, and all the while they hear a scream, and it's Tiffany, who we don't see it, seems to be getting dragged all around the woods. And when they next see her, you see her face, and then boom, she's in hospital. A police officer brings all the lads into this room and tells them how stupid they are for trying to catch the serial killer, to try and track one, and his own words, why you almost lost one of your team. And now Tiffany went into like a cafe, and there was this guy who was a bit suspicious. And now she's brought all the people into her house to discuss how uncomfortable she was and how she thinks that person who was suspicious in the cafe was. So, will it be him who is serial killer? Will we actually see something properly happen? Stay tuned to find out. You know, this film's alright, but now the team are acting more like the bad guys than anything else. They've cornered the suspected serial killer who has been killing all these women throughout the film, trapped him, and now they've got this water device where it goes over his mouth, over his nose, and when they pour it, water will go all the way up. And there's a leaflet thing where they pull, and the water will just come out. And now they've got different methods of torture to try and get answers, which isn't getting them anywhere. But even though they think they're doing the right thing, it's actually slowly turning them into him. Because two wrongs don't make a right. And even though they think they're doing the right thing, protecting Tiffany, and trying to get answers for all the other girls too, but in reality, they're actually torturing and making themselves look like the villain. So it's a really complex sort of film. I don't know if I would have gone out my way if I didn't get recommended, but so far it's alright. For sure, it's alright. Stay tuned. A little bit of a twist. The person that the team abducted, if you like, they thought it was the killer who's been killing people. They thought it was the person who has been killing all these women throughout the film. Was it? No, it wasn't. They got the wrong guy. Matter of fact, they didn't just get any guy. They got an FBI agent undercover for the police to try and find the killer. So, who the team have been torturing and captured was an FBI agent. So this head guy who thought he knew all this stuff about serial killers, thought he could study all there is to know about them, has completely got it wrong. And even though there was times in this film where he thought none of this would be possible without me, and he tried to start thinking he's Mr. Tough Guy, pointing a gun to everybody. But now, because of him, he's got it all wrong. He didn't get the killer. He got an innocent man. I do think it's gone a bit stupid in this story where they killed the FBI agent. One of the guys who had remorse, who didn't want the FBI agent to get shot, was dragged away. He tried to escape to just get away from all of them. He was stopped and accidentally killed one of the other people, and then he died. I think it's just going a bit stupid. I think it's going a bit daft. I don't know, it's getting a bit ridiculous now. It's going away from the who did it serial killer to these bunch of idiots killing each other. So yeah, I was enjoying it. I thought it was decent, but now it's getting a bit stupid. So Yeah, I'm not enjoying it as much as I was. I thought it was decent at first, now it's just getting silly. So yeah, um, I'm doing one whole movie review, of course, which I'll film for YouTube and stuff like that, but yeah, it went from decent to silly. And it's almost finished, but it's, yeah. I was thinking this film was getting silly, but now it's sort of a change of opinion. The woman played them like a fiddle. The woman was the mastermind. Tiffany played them like she was the mastermind and everyone else was the string, was the puppets. So, where everyone was fighting and killing each other one by one, she was the one playing them, getting them all to fight and argue and bitch. But secretly, she's the one who's been planning the whole damn thing. And I love the scene that we're just on. He was digging to bury the dead bodies, and then came a skull of her mum's second husband. So yeah, she's the mastermind. So I was thinking this is getting a bit silly, it's getting a bit pointless, getting a bit stupid. Everyone's fighting over the girl, everyone's fighting over each other, everyone not knowing what's going on. But the fact that I kind of thought it was going to be her halfway through a little thing made me think it. But she played two people in particular like a fiddle. And in a way, I kind of like the fact that she was the one everyone's been looking for. That was a nice little twist. So it went from stupid back to good again. But this woman is a fucking mastermind. She killed her first person when she was a kid. She forced her mum to kill her partner, or she will. And her mum didn't hesitate. Then she shot her mum's brains out. And now she brought this guy into this room where the woman's tied up and she has seen everything that's happened, everything that's transpired, every person that's died in that room, including the agent. And Tiffany just told him when they had sex and they used a condom, she injected him, and now his semen is in the body of a dead girl. So when the police or the FBI agents or whoever finds the woman's semen stuff, it's going to be connected to him. And now he's been given the ultimatum: kill this woman who's tied to a chair, or she will. But regardless, knowing there's nothing he can do about it, really, he's fucked. Even if he survives this, his semen on the body of a dead girl. Yeah, he is basically morally screwed. And this is literally seconds away from being over, but this is quite a interesting turn. The last thing we had, it looks like he was going to kill the woman in the chair, but you didn't actually see who he kills. I thought, would he kill that woman? Would he kill the woman who's making him do it? And then it just went straight to Tiffany talking to the professor, who was at the beginning. So don't know what happened with that. So that was a bit of a cold ending with that, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.